Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the 2015 Worlds quarterfinals. As you see, Shox making some high fives with the crowds. Earlier, we asked you to show us how you at Worlds, and one fan writes in, can't watch, but listening and driving is not against the law. A little audio only, Bluetoothing into the car. That's a dedicated fan right there.
Yeah, it certainly is. I hope he pulled over to take that photo, though, because very, very dangerous to tweet and drive at the same time.
Exactly. Obey the law, please, everybody. Well, now it's time to turn our attention towards the game. You would have expected this game to go a hell of a lot quicker, given the fact that Origen started off with a 4-1 kill lead and about 2K gold within the first few minutes of the game. So what's going on there?
For sure, for sure. Flash Fools had a very sloppy start where they didn't burn flashes to kind of survive, and Origen got this big lead, and they have to do a better job transitioning this into victories, because 2K at 5 minutes, it has to be a victory.
Yeah, and it was weird because, you know, the runner came out and they hit the boxer a couple of times really early, but then they went back to their game plan after about 30 minutes when I guess it would peg back, and they were able to set up that really nice Baron play. And that's something that Flash Wolves are going to have to watch out for. They don't play the map as well as what Origen are, but if Origen give them another team comp like that, like Flash Wolves had everything, like that was like a no-ban comp.
I do think that the comps were every team got what they wanted, but the Flash Wolves composition was not played as quickly as it should have. When you have the Rek'Sai with the LeBlanc, you need to be all over the map, just hunting down for kills. There was a lot of opportunities where people were just on their own, easy to pick them off, too slow. And then what happened was the composition from Origen, eventually, 5-man deathball, you're not going to be able to get into that just with a Black Shield. When you're LeBlanc, who is basically melee range for his spells, and Jinx is going to be kept at bay with the wall with the Anivia ultimate. So either Flash Wolves play faster or resort to a more 5-man deathball composition similar to Origen. I like what both teams did with the draft. Step it up, guys, a little faster.
I think they wanted to play faster. Like, I completely understand with what you're saying, but I actually don't blame Maple for this because Karsa had to go bottom lane because he's bottom lane fed, and then he goes bottom lane. They get double TP'd on, so Maple's like, I can't even kill my mid laner. He's not in the lane. What am I going to do? I'll just kill Amazing. So he actually executed well. It was just Karsa wasn't able to help him out and go to the same lane.
I think the first step is to make sure the bottom lane does not die in 2v2s for no reason. Make sure Karsa doesn't
use your
die
flashes.
Yeah, use your summoner spells, because I feel like there was too much nerves. Because if you are going to give away an advantage like this, you're not going to be able to play to your composition strength, which was in the mid lane, as you highlighted.
Now, let's keep in mind that the teams are switching sides. So, of course, we have the blue-red side conundrum, where we expected blue to have a pretty large advantage. Well, Origen wins their first game on red, so that's already a great start for them. What kind of changes do we expect them to make having that first pick?
I think Origen's composition can draft very similar regardless of side and then still be changed a lot. So, for example, the Darius, Gragas really don't change how the comp is going to go. Then with the last two picks, the Anivia and the Sivir are really the things that can vastly change the composition. So you can really switch it up with things like a Twisted Fate and a Vayne as your last two picks, because the carries are really the highlight of Origen with Expected and Neil. So I think that Origen really has a nice, I guess, blue side advantage this time around because there's only two carries. They're not really worried about SOAS.
Yeah, they also get to ban the Morgana, which came up huge in a couple of team fights. Didn't win in the end, but there were some team fights that he went nuts in that game, sort of.
Well, game one is in the books. It's time to step inside the arena as Origen and the Flash Wolves load up for game two. As we hand it off to the caster, Sword Art says that as we saw in game one, the Flash Wolves will have to look out for Origen's late game if they want to win.
我觉得我们队伍的特点就是我们在前期是一支比较激进的队伍，所以我们常常可以在前期拿到一些蛮好的优势。然后 OG 这个队伍，他们最厉害的地方就是在他们一些中后期的团队的扣上面，还有他们有带双 TP 这个战术，所以他们在后期的转线上面会有更好的去调配。所以我们要在如果游戏进行到后期的时候，我们要去克服。